match very well. It's kind of cross-wired with some things here, so I don't know if, is it better if I stand?
It was wrapped around the table slightly.
Okay.
That might have been it.
Is it better if I stand? Is it better if I stand over there, or is it better if I stand here? Probably here, eh? Is this okay for you?
Probably there, because you have control of that.
Yeah. Okay.
And that thing goes pretty long too, so.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that?
Bikes are all good and everything?
Yeah, I checked it.
I always just.
Yeah, I checked it.
Sorry, yeah, because I'm going to sit in this area.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, it's hot.
I know, it's gross. I was going up the steps with that bang with the streaming stuff, and I was just like, holy crap, man, this is a real workout. So the Warriors will come out of that corner, and then Crude will come out of there.
Any team you want me to start with in particular?
Not really. It doesn't really matter. Just show each team coming on the floor.
Gotcha.
Or try to anyway. They usually come at a bit different. They don't usually come at the exact same time.
I need to center this. Does that look level? That does not look level.
No.
Like even just the shot itself.
Is one leg longer than the other?
And we're also not exactly at center, so that might be why.
Yeah, it's alright. Don't worry about it.
So they're gonna come out from there or in that corner?
Right there. And welcome into Bill Hunter Arena for some Junior B Tier 1 RMLL action. It is the visiting St. Albert Crude, coming in at 5-6-1, and in second in the north, taking on the home side, the Edmonton Warriors, coming in at 2-10 in the basement of the North Division, sitting in fourth. The Crude will be wearing their road whites, moving from right to left on your screen, while the Warriors will be wearing their home blacks and moving left to right. Today's officials for tonight's game, Kevin Cohott, Tony Reed, and Weston Kendall. Your starting goaltenders here tonight be 00, Ryan Horbe, and down in the other end for the Warriors, it'll be Ava Pinch. And we're just about to get underway here. I want to thank you for joining us here on the channel for some Sunday evening lacrosse. The Crude win the opening draw, and Schultz will run into the offensive zone. He's going to come up high and get it to Liam Elliott. Elliott, who has his chin strap undone, is going to have to change. Fodchuk grabs it from him and then threw it a little bit away from Stenson as the Warriors collect and go. Lentz up to Fair. Danny Fair has a lane to the net, and he just missed the net to the far side. As that ball comes back over, and it'll be Crude possession. This is the final game of a triple header here today. Earlier it was the Mountaineers defeating the Miners in Junior A action 15-7. And then in some junior ladies action, the senior drillers were victorious over the Saints by a score of 12-7 as the ball comes back over now on the Crude, and it'll be Warrior ball. Starting up with it will be Basinger. Basinger swings it over to Lafleur, and he mishandled it, and Schultz will pick it up and head up floor, but he goes down. Now Schultz from the ground tried to beat Pinch low, and she fights it off. Here's Muir. Nicely up floor to 12s, now to Lafleur. Benjamin Lafleur looks at his options, and he elects to go to Royer. Now to 12s. 12s looking into the middle of the floor. And that'll turn over into Crude possession. Here's Dzwanka. He gets it across to Ferretti. Now Ferretti takes a bump on the back. He goes down. Now the ball's out in front as Bowie made an offering at that, and that gets stopped. As the clock's not running here, we're sitting at 18:26 for an extended period of time here. Here's Joma. Gets pinned to the wall and throws that back over, and it's going to be Crude possession. Clock still not running here. And now I think they realize it. Here's Elliott. And looking into the middle, and he had Fry there. But unable to bring it in, and the Warriors are going to sort of misplay this, but now Patterson picks up the loose ball. Heavy pressure there from Fry and McConnell. Patterson to the net. Two guys on him. Ball turns over, but it bounces back into the stick of Andrusiak. Nicholson on the dotted. Nicholson to the middle, and he bounced it low on Horbe. Ball bounces now into the corner as it gets battled for it by a few players here. It's Patterson coming out with the loose ball, and he scores. Quinn Patterson with the broken play capitalizes for the Warriors. And Quinn Patterson, he's just a guy that just makes something out of nothing oftentimes and sort of plays his own game. He holds the ball for extended periods of time, and that could be a bad thing, but sometimes it's a good thing, and he was able to make something, as I said, out of nothing there for the Warriors, and they have their early 1-0 lead. Here is McConnell. Getting chased over by the Warrior bench. And he gets it over to Nicapilo. Elliott didn't bring it in. Bowie grabs the loose ball. Warriors pressing out high here defensively. As the Crude are slow to change. Elliott hopping around with it on the right side, and that shot way wide. Now Lemieux, rebound attempt, and he just tried to get that in on net as the shot clock wound down. Nice pinch, or nice pass there by Pinch. As Fair gets it to Runco. 12s is gonna operate off the right side. So the Warriors are strong righty right now. Mir to Royer. To Andrusiak, and that high shot rose into the shoulder of Horbe. And the Crude will look to outlet. 16:30 to go here, first period. The Warriors with the 1-0 lead. Dizwenka, bump there on the wall. Ball's gonna turn over into Warrior possession. And here's Patterson taking some wax from Dizwenka. Andrusiak is gonna wait up here. And LaFleur back to Andrusiak. Runco with the seal. Andrusiak, a long outside shot, easily handled by Horbe. Ball goes loose, and McConnell will pick it up off the floor, and he's gonna lose it here. And Nicholson knocks it down. Dylan Nicholson, who had a huge game earlier this year against the Crude. I believe 6 goals in that game. Earned himself Beast of the Week as Royer. Up to LaFleur, and that long outside look turned away by Horbe. Here's Bilichuk. He hits Nikipolo. And he gets it down to Fodchuk. Crude, a bit slow here to change. Again here, Elliott. Pick set there by Bowie. Fry tried to return it back to Elliott. Pass was way wide of him. And now here come the Warriors, and it's Redlick, who played yesterday for the Miners as an affiliate in their loss, as Redlick goes to the top of the crease and turns back out. Now he absorbs some contact and gets it to Runco. Runco up high to Johnny Royer. Royer is going to step in, and Royer tried a little twister. Got knocked down, it looked like by a stick. Didn't quite get to the net, and it'll be Crude possession. Menon gets it to Elliott. Elliott, hop step to the net. And he tried to pop that up over top of Pinch. Too high, though. And Fodchek loses it on the loose ball. And Bilodeau is going to maneuver over center. 14 minutes to go here and change in the opening period. Warriors up 1-0. Andrusiak, loose ball is his. And he plays catch up high. Now the ball with Runco. Runco, bounce shot. Easy stop there for Horbe. Ferretti, who also affiliated for the Miners today. He's going to run out and get the ball to Nikipolo. Nikipolo to Fry. Playing a lot more offense these days, and he's a guy that the Crude are going to need to step up if they're going to be a threat in the north. And that shot stopped by Pinch. And here goes Redlick. He loves to run up the floor, and Redlick's all the way to the net, and he gets pushed into it after his shot attempt was turned away by Horbe. Ball goes loose, and Tyson Smith is going to handle it. And the big man is going to absorb a couple of checks there from Lentz. Now Elliott with the handoff from Nikipolo. That shot stopped by Pinch. And the ball is going to bounce out over center. Won't be over and back because it did hit Pinch. Shot on net. And Ballantyne is going to jog it up. Fodchuk winds and fires, and that's a good soak there by the Warriors defense as Pennock stepped up on the shooter. Pennock chases Fodchuk out, Vodchuk from the boards, stopped by Pinch. Here goes Trenton Redlick. He's got a man if he wants him, but he was taken away there by the Crude defender. And Druziak over to Lafleur. Lafleur, bad pass there into the feet of Royer. And now Runco grabs the loose ball and then loses it. That'll be back over, and it'll be Crude possession here. Now we have an exchange here at the bench, and it looks like somebody's going to be going to the box. And it's going to be Andrusiak, an undisciplined play there as he knocked a Crude player's stick out of his hands while they were going to the gate. And the Crude will go to the power play. So Elliott will be the guy that directs traffic up top. Fry and Vodchuk on the shooters, and Bowie, Stenson on the crease. Elliott and Vodchuk didn't bring that in. He has to go and grab that. And Stenson up high. Elliott winds and fires, and he scores. Liam Elliott to the short side. It's 1-1. And if you're the Warriors coaching staff, cannot be happy with that penalty. Just, you're kind of controlling the game at that point and give them reason to feel uplifted on their bench after that, after Liam, a guy who can capitalize on that type of opportunity, does so and fires it in the net. And now, face-off violation, be Crude possession. Here's Schultz. He gets it to Elliott. Elliott swings it into the stick of Vodchuk. That shot hit the back of the net. Ballantyne picks up the loose ball. Aiden Ballantyne gets knocked down, but he got it in front, but Lemieux didn't bring it in. And Pinch will grab the loose ball. Pinch all the way up floor to Bilodeau. Bilodeau to the net. Shrugged off by Corbett. Nice pass there from Pinch up floor to Bilodeau. Now Patterson is going to chase Dizwanka around. And he throws it back over as Jama grabs the ball. Nicholson swings it into the stick of Muir. Muir, outside look. That's going to go back over. One of several here early in this game. And now the Crude will take possession. 1-1, 10:30 to go here, first period. Thanks so much for joining us on the channel. CROW LAX TV, hit subscribe. You'll be notified every time a game goes live. As that take goes right into the crest of Pinch. Now Jama will get the outlet pass and hand it off to Lafleur. Lafleur up to 12s, who came over from the Crude in an early season trade. Redlick to Andrusiak. Andrusiak over to 12s. 12s rolls inside and he scores. Oscar 12s goes low on Horbay, and it's 2-1. Oscar 12s, a guy that had some struggles while with the Crude, and they decided to go in a different direction. And he comes back to haunt them here early in this one. Muir to Royer. Royer's going to look into the middle, and now he's going to go up high to Runco. Runco back to Royer. Nicholson cuts inside off ball. doesn't get it. Now Royer tied up by a defender. He loses it, and now the ball goes loose. And nobody picking this up. And now Andrusiak takes an off-ball shove. And that's going to be our first immediate timeout of the game. I want to remind everybody you can go and check out Battle of the Border taking place this September in Missoula, Montana. Go check out the beautiful University of Montana campus. And the North, you can also check out the North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. It's the Battle of the Border in Missoula, Montana in September. Elliott gets it to Bowie on the half wall. Bowie's checked there by Pennock. Now Pennock slides over onto Fry. Fodchuk. Lemieux. Weak side left. Fry. Then that's a moving screen. Or a moving pick, whatever you want to call it, as Pennock goes to the net. Pennock stopped by Horbate. It's the Warriors getting some looks here. Ferretti. Up floor. He's gonna get out of trouble there, but now he's gonna step back into trouble. He runs into the ref. Stenson. And Stenson from distance scores by Pinch's foot, and it's 2-2. Off the draw, it's going to be picked up by Nicopilo and Schultz. He's going to step back and wind, and that shot didn't make its way to the net. Here comes Pennock for the Warriors. Tyler Pennock had a little bit too much traffic to navigate there, and the Crude will regain possession. Now, another turnover here, and the Warriors are just going to throw it right back. And now the Crude are going to have an odd man break. Fodchuk in front. Ballantyne, twister, stopped by Pinch. Patterson runs away with it now. Ballantyne chases him. And Ballantyne creates a turnover. That'll go over and back, although it did hit a Crude player, so I guess that will continue on here. 12. Patterson didn't catch the ball, and now Ferretti mishandled it for a second and gathers and heads up floor. Ferretti holds up here, and a delayed call coming up against the Warriors. 7 minutes to go here, first period. Liam Elliott fakes the handoff. Now he gets it into the far corner to Lemieux. On the skip feed, now another skip attempt from Fodchuk down to Fry. The ball didn't get there, and the Warriors will go to the box. So once again, Elliott will quarterback this power play. And Elliott is going to skip it down to Stenson, back up to Elliott. Elliott behind the back to Fry. Fry's going to look. Still with it, now up to Elliott. As that shot comes in and it misses the target. And it's going to be Warrior possession here on the over and back. A minute 34 to go on the kill here, and let's see how much time they can take off of it. 12 backs up near center. Obviously, he's got to beware of the line as cannot go back over. 12's holding on to it here. Dangerously up high right now. We want to get this ball away from the from the face-off circle, and now he does, but he throws it away. And the ball goes way up in the air, and it's going to go out. And they say the Crude touched it last, so that's a big break for the Warriors. They can kill another 30 here with only a minute to go on the power play. Johnny Royer, the rookie, is going to hold and try to work his way to the net. Royer, low shot, and Horbe with the save. Royer goes down, and he'll draw the interference call, and the Warriors will get another reset. Now Nicholson in heavy traffic. He's going to go around the net. Dylan Nicholson stutters, and he twists back around on a roll, and he's going to be content to hold this as we dip underneath 30 seconds on the kill. Still 10 seconds on the shot clock, and he's going to draw a penalty. Good work there by Nicholson to create contact and draw a Crude player into a penalty. And now the ball goes loose, and the Warriors will go to 4-on-4 here with the Crude for the next 13 seconds, and then they will have a power play. So 2-2 here, 5:13 to go in the first period. Want to thank you for joining us here on the channel, CROW LAX TV. Hit subscribe, you'll be notified every time a game goes live. Twelves plays catch with Royer as they wait for this Warrior penalty to expire, and Pennock will head to the bench. And another lefty will join them, and it'll be Lafleur down on the crease as he goes into the middle. Sets a seal. 12s almost fit that through Horbe's legs, but the ball is just kept out by the netminder. Now Dizwanka takes a couple of whacks and gets the ball up into safety over center. But now he's doubled right up against the wall here as he pins the ball to the glass. That'll be Warrior possession. And Stashnik's got a man up floor. It's Redlick. And they got numbers here, 3-on-2. You got to take that, but they don't. And now they'll set up on the power play. You're not going to get a better look on the power play than that. And that's a little bit of youth showing up there for the Warriors. Up high, 12s, back to Andrusiak. That shot gets stopped by Horbe. Andrusiak. Now back over, up high to 12s. 12s got that to Royer, and that shot came in, and Horbe stopped it. Tyson Smith getting tracked down by Nicholson, but he bowled his way over center. And he's going to hold this. Smith around the net. Gets it to Elliott. Elliott bounces it in on pinch, and she fights it off. 10 seconds to go here in the power play. 2-2 here with 3 minutes to go in the first period. Babiak. As he got it to Runko, who got it to Andrusiak, who got it to Royer, who now ball sits over on the right side. Mir fires that low and into the paraphernalia of Horbe, and now a breakaway. Nicapilo, and that hits some bar. Now Fair's got a man up floor. Fair up to Royer, and that's a good save by Horbe, who stood his ground and didn't move too far with him across the net. And good fundamentals there by the goaltender Horbe, probably his best save of the game. Hand off there, Fry. gets chased, and he bounces it over to Fawchuk. Fawchuk stutter steps off the half wall, and he swings it over to Elliott. Liam Elliott swims, looks into the middle. Now he goes up high with it to Fawchuk. Fawchuk steps back and winds and fires, turned away by Pinch. And here's Bilodeau. Tried to hit Runco, who could only reach for it. And the ball is going to go back into Crude possession. That pass just had way too much on it. Fawchuk swings it to Fry. Bowie comes and sets it. Bowie into the middle. Bowie, and he's stopped by Pinch as he slipped inside on ball and got a good look there. Here's Lentz. Andrusiak off the bench, but awkwardly threw that at the net after he kind of had been knocked off balance a bit. It was just an awkward release there. And the Crude come back down. 1:20 to go now, first period, 2-2. Fawchuk, outside rip, right into the crest of Ava. And she will envelop that. Move the ball up floor. Here's Redlick. Ball far side, up high to Redlick. Back over, Royer bounces that wide. Now Redlick, loose ball, he takes on 4 Crude players to the net. And if you've ever watched Trenton Redlick play, that's not uncommon. And especially on a team that's so young like this, usually you don't want to see that if you're a coach, but sometimes it's almost the only option, and he's willing to do it, so you got to give him credit, even though sometimes it might not be the smartest thing to do. As Patterson comes up floor, fires that wide, and now we have a delayed call coming up. It looks like it's going to be against the Crude, as Liam Elliott got caught for something behind the play. Looks like a rough. So 20 seconds to go in the first period. The Warriors will go back to the power play. Andrusiak, Royer back to Andrusiak as they wheel on the right side. And 12s didn't bring the ball in. Ball goes loose. Basinger off. Balance shot out of the corner. And that's going to be back in, but the final seconds tick off the clock, and after one, the score will be the Edmonton Warriors 2, the St. Albert Crude 2. I want to thank you so much for joining us here on the channel, CROW LAX TV. Hit subscribe. You'll be notified every time a game goes live. After one, the Crude 2, the Warriors 2, will be back with you in just about 10 minutes. See you then. All right. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Our camera died at the battery. We'll try to sort that out for you as we go here. As we start the second period, the ball is floated to Nikipolo, and the ball is picked up off the floor by Patterson as a Crude player is down behind the play. Patterson rips it and hits Twine. 3-2. And the Crude bench not happy. They want to know why the play wasn't blown dead, I think. As the officials talk to the Crude captains. The ball was picked up by Patterson, and as he took off, there was a Crude player down on the floor. And he went all the way down the floor and picked a spot on Horbay. And that goal will stand here. So we sit Warriors 3, Crude 2. 19:15 to go here, second period. Ball was picked up by Mir, who got sit up to Stashnik. Stashnik is going to get the ball to Basinger and head off. 12s up across the top. Ball works its way down the left side. Nicholson underneath, now back up. Nicholson over to Basinger, 2 12s. Nicholson rips it, and he goes low on Horbay to make it 4-2. So Dylan Nicholson extends the Warrior lead to 2. And the ensuing face-off is going to lead to a Crude possession. Yeoman's work being done right now by our buddy Zach here, trying to figure out the camera. Died on us, like I said, and trying to get it back up and running. Elliott is going to get it over to the left side. Fawchuk rips it, and that goes wide. Rolling around to check is Patterson, who already has 2 goals in this game. And a Warrior down by the bench. I saw something out of the corner of my eye, maybe a slash coming up to the Crude here. We'll wait for the call. Interference will be the call. So Ferretti will go to the box, and the Warriors will reconvene on the power play. Twelves up top. Nicholson, and that ball not brought in by Royer, and now McConnell has got an opportunity here as 12s chases him down, and McConnell turned away by pinch. Short-handed opportunity there for the Crude. Andrusiak is gonna set back up here as he gets the ball to Royer. Royer back over to Andrusiak. Warriors need to get their 5th guy on the floor here. Nicholson, Royer. And Druziak, low shot, turned away by Horbay. Here's Royer down and on the skip feed to Muir. Muir holds it. Muir takes it and stopped by Horbay. Long feed pass up to center, McConnell. Runs around. Waste some time here. And the ball is going to bounce back over center. Be over and back, and it'll be Warrior possession. Excuse me, I looked away here. I'd imagine the ball was actually Crude possession. I don't know what's going on here. And now the Warriors will have the ball. Sorry, we're changing positions here, and half the time I'm not even looking at the floor. So bear with us as Huckabee in on a breakaway, and he scores. Huckabee shorthanded, makes it 4-3. So the Crew narrow the Warrior lead back down to 1. And only 6 seconds remain on the power play for the Warriors. Ball's drawn back, and Stashnik collects. Brody Stashnik gets the ball over to Nicholson. Dylan Nicholson spins back, Runco. Ball over on the left side, Andrusiak shoots that. Turned away by Horbe, and now the Crew come back. Here's Ferretti. Steps on the line, and that'll be back over on the Crew. And that'll be delay a game here as Wes Kendall nabs Ferretti. So 15:30 to go. The Warriors go back to the power. 12s over to Andrusiak, now down to Nicholson. Nicholson, Andrusiak. As the ball goes around the perimeter, what can the Warriors power play do here? Up 1 already. That loose ball is grabbed by Nick Capillo. And he floats it up floor to a breaking Menon. Menon runs it down, but doesn't bring it in. And the Warriors will grab the loose ball. Pennock gets the ball to Basinger. The Warriors' power play will come back out. Nicholson. Royer loses it. And now the Crude will try to get the ball up the floor, but it's thrown away right into the stick of Royer. Johnny Royer scores. Johnny Royer up high on Horbe, over the shoulder, 5-3. Couple players bad at the ball. And Redlick will gather it up. Trenton Redlick up floor. They've got numbers, 3-on-2 here. Stashnik. But they don't use it. Marunko back over to Redlick, who gets it over to Royer. Here's Muir back into the stick of Royer. 2-man game. Royer steps around a bit of a pick and goes low, and Horbe says no. The Crude transverse up floor. Fodchuk. One-handed. Fortunately goes into the stick of Ballantyne. Fodchuk looks, gets it to Fry. Fry tried to hit Lemieux, that's low. Lemieux gathers the loose ball, and the shot clock expires, and it'll be Warrior ball. 13:33 here to go, second period. The Warriors up 5-3 on the Crude. Here's Nicholson. Thought about trying to go underneath, got cut off, and he'll circle back. That shot goes wide from Andrusiak, and it'll be Crude possession.
So that means one of these wires
Zwenka. Stenson is going to come across the top and look and try to float one into Lemieux. Loose ball, Ballantyne, and hit the crossbar. Ball goes loose, and now here's an opportunity, but Bilodeau tried to one-hand it, didn't bring it in, and now Patterson, opportunity for the hat trick, and that shot goes off of a stick and into the corner where Bilodeau will go and grab it. That shot goes wide from Runco. Can Redlick save it? He does, just before it crossed center. That shot into the midsection of Horbay. And now a long feed to Elliott out the gate. Liam Elliott chased away there by Stashnik. And now Redlick grabs the loose ball. Trenton Redlick is going to engage and then peel out. Redlick loses it. And now the ball is going to be brought in and turned away there by Pinch as Reich had the opportunity. Ball up high, and Ferretti is going to pick up the ball. Julian Ferretti up floor. Ferretti up high on Fry, and he couldn't bring that in. It was too tough of a pass, and the Warriors gain possession. 12s, good stop there by Horbay. Loose ball, and here go the Crew. Transition opportunity. Nikipolo to Fry. He tried to quick stick that and didn't bring it in. Now Danny Fair grabs the loose ball. A little bit of a fake there, and he runs it out. The Warriors now hard out the gate. Fair, Stashnik, and Druziak, and that shot is shut off by Horbay. Menon playing his former team here. Gets it to Fodchuk, Josh Fodchuk, across the top into the stick of Pinch, and then she couldn't handle the rebound, and Lemieux was able to grab it and tuck it in the short side to make it 5-4. Loose ball, Babiak had that knocked away by Stenson. Stenson up floor, wide open. Elliott out the gate. Liam Elliott, and shoulder save there by Pinch. Again, we thank you for bearing with us here as we desperately try to get something to charge this camera as this game makes its way into the middle part of the second period. Royer looks, gets across the top, lost the ball, and McConnell is going to have a chance to go to the net. Parker McConnell off the bar, and then it sneaks in behind Pinch, and it's a tie game. So the Crude able to get a couple of goals in transition here. And it's an even game with 9:53 to go in the second period. Loose ball there by Mir. Mir back down into Crude territory. And he'll wait. And we should be good to go now again. Thanks so much for staying with us as the ball gets back. 12s. Shot taken and turned away. But Andrusiak goes and gets the loose ball. Nicholson. Now Mir. Pump fakes. Andrusiak rips it far side, and that caught the bar flush. Nicholson had the loose ball and then turned away and lost it. And now the Crew go back into offensive territory. And again, Liam Elliott wide open out the front gate, and he scores. These changes are killing the Warriors right now. And it's brought the Crude back into the lead. And that's the last guy you want to get out the front gate on you and have breakaways. And that was his second in a row. This time he was able to put it home. And the Crew able to take the lead back as Stashnik grabs the loose ball. Ball pops up in the air. And he'll run it down in behind the net. Redlick now waits up top, and he gets it over to Royer. Royer. Redlick to the net, and Horby down on one knee makes the save. And that will take us to our second period media timeout. I want to remind you about the Battle of the Border taking place in Missoula, Montana. Go check out their beautiful campus of the University of Montana. And, of course, the North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament taking place in September. It is the Battle of the Border. Go check it out. Missoula, Montana. Now the ball gets swung by Fodchuk over to Elliott. Elliott gets tied up. Pick comes from Bowie. And he tried to step back. Here's Patterson. He's got a breakaway pass wide open, but he throws it over the head of Bilodeau. Those are the opportunities you cannot let go. And those plays are killers as the Crude will come back with possession. That shot goes high and wide. Redlick had it, lost it, but now Lentz is going to go 2-on-1 here, partial. Now Stashnik steps out, hits the trailer, Redlick down low, and Druziak stepped across the crease. Stopped by Horby. Now here's Huckabee. Huckabee gets shut off on the short side as the teams trade transition opportunities. Patterson, 2 goals in the game. Hands it off, and the Warrior offense hits the floor. 7 minutes to go, second period. Crude 6, Warriors 5. Here from Bill Hunter Arena. That ball nowhere near Royer. He has it now. Quickly over to Andrusiak. He misses the target, and the ball will bound back into Warrior zone, and it'll be Crude ball. cutter. Elliott, one-handed behind the back attempt. Didn't quite make it there. Now Ballantyne gets it back over to Elliott. Elliott across the top. Elliott down Main Street. And stopped by Pinch. Loose ball, Fodchuk goes down. And Ballantyne will gather up the loose ball. Here's Ballantyne to the net. Ballantyne and shoulder save there again by Pinch. And then the ball is picked back up and Stenson with a take down low and 5-hole, and Pinch was able to turn it away, but she throws it away. And now Deswanka comes back down 3-on-2. Deswanka, and big stop there by Pinch. As the Warriors throwing the ball away now in transition. As Patterson and Ferretti get tied up. And now Pennock grabs it. Mirror, and that shot. 5-hole. Horbe has a man up floor. It's Fodchuk. The ball gets knocked down though by Fair. Goes out of play, and it'll be Crude possession with a full 30. Here is Fry. He circles back. And he hops into the zone. Fodchuk winds, tries to go 5-hole. Stopped by Pinch. Pinch up floor. Has Mirror. Mirror brings it in. They've got numbers again. And both teams have really slow changes. But neither team, especially the Warriors, are not capitalizing on these changes. And now the ball gets thrown away again. And this time Redlick will gather it up. 4:44 to go, second period. Crude 6, Warriors 5. Here's Basinger. Nicholson down underneath and stopped by Corbett. Outlet is Smith, and he'll come up floor. Here's Elliott. No look pass. Fodchuk jumps across the crease, and good stop there by Ava. Ball is thrown up floor. Jama tries to run it down. Two Crude players there. Jama with a nice pickup. And he gets the ball over to Nicholson. As delayed call now coming up against the Crude. Nicholson gets his own rebound. And he comes back up high and gets it to 12. 12 is going to look back to Nicholson. Nicholson down low on Horby, and he said no, but the Crude are going to the box. It'll be a Warrior power play. So down one, the Warriors power play will look to even things up here. 12's Nicholson as they move through the middle. Tried to hit Royer. And he goes and collects the loose ball. 12's now Royer up top. That shot got soaked easily. Now Andrusiak. Stopped by Horbe. And now that ball gets sailed up to Menon. Ball bounces in behind the net. And the Warriors will come back here. Mir now plays the top. Mir. And Andrusiak back up to Mir. Royer loses it. And 2-on-1, it's Bilichuk and McConnell for the Crude. Bilichuk. McConnell, quick stick, and he scores. Parker McConnell with his second of the game, both in transition, and 7-5. Loose ball. LaFleur had a chance at it. Now the Warriors will grab it with Stashnik getting it up to Royer. 38 seconds remaining on the power play here. Warriors now suddenly in need of one, down 2. Nicholson and Druziak, 12. Nicholson down on the crease. That shot goes off a body, and it'll be Warrior ball here. I think that hit somebody on the Crude. No, they say it hit a Warrior. So it'll be Crude possession, and another breakaway here. Like, how many times can that happen? And that time, Pinch with a save bails her team out. Here's Nicholson. To the dotted, and Horbe knocked that in. Might have knocked that into his net, but they blew the whistle. It stayed out, I think, as Nikipolo will come up floor and hit Dzwenka. Fawchuk dances around Bilodeau. Fawchuk to the net. And stick save there by Pinch. Now a beautiful pass from Pinch all the way down to Andrusiak. Andrusiak misses the net high, and the ball pops up where Bilichuk tries to grab it. Bilodeau is the one who does so, though, and he goes around the net. 45 seconds remaining in the period. Lachlan Muir sails one wide. Ball comes back over, and it'll be Crude possession. And the Crude will take a timeout, and they try to draw something up here. So the Crude were down 5-3. They've scored 4 unanswered here to make it 7-5, and now have possession with an opportunity to go 6-on-5, although there are 32 seconds left, so they might keep Horbe in. But I don't know why you would call it timeout, though, then, if you're not going to pull the goalie, so we'll see what they elect to do here. Horbe will go out. So you can bet the Crude are going to hang on to this extra long here and probably won't start to move the ball until there's like 7 seconds, 6 seconds on the shot clock. And that's what you're seeing here is Elliott is going to hold it here. They're going to start to go here. 10 seconds left, 8 seconds. Fawchuk up high. And that shot gets taken and it goes off a body and out. So it'll stay with the Crude here. And Elliott's just going to wind and fire. And Pinch will make the save. And that'll do it for the second period of play with your score, the St. Albert Crude 7, the Edmonton Warriors 5. I want to thank you for joining us here on the channel, CROW LAX TV. Hit subscribe. You'll be notified every time a game goes live. After 2, the Crude 7, the Warriors 5. We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. Do we have to? We don't have to plug it back in.
No. This whole system is gone.
Yeah. And welcome back inside Bill Hunter Arena, where it is the visiting St. Albert Crude leading the Edmonton Warriors by a score of 7-5. The Warriors had a 5-3 lead and then just allowed fast break after not even fast break, just breaks out of the Crude bench, uncontested looks at their net, and it ended up costing them big time here. And the Crude have taken a 7-5 lead since. Crude a little late arriving back out onto the floor, but it looks like we're ready to go here. And the draw is going to be picked up by the Warriors. Basinger heavily checked there by Huckabee. He loses it now. And the loose ball fight will ensue. And Nikipolo will grab the ball. Here's Elliott. Tried to hit the far side. Rebound Ballantyne. Tried to tuck that up high, and that was a no-go. We will have a turnover here on possession turnover, and it'll be a Warrior ball here as Nicholson comes back down. Royer operating up high. Mirror rolls back up top, and that shot got soaked, and McConnell with a pair of goals is going to take off again. Parker McConnell all the way to the net and then turned out at the last second. Here's Elliott. Swim move, Liam Elliott tried to dish it back up on a pop feed to Fry, but the ball didn't get there. And the Warriors come back. Here's Danny Fair. 12's almost stepped on the line there. But they say he was all right, and the Warriors come back down, and it's Lafleur. Benjamin Lafleur up to 12's now. Basinger, low shot. Stopped by Horbay. And Ferretti out over center. As heavy pressure comes from Lentz. The ball goes loose. And now they're going to say the Warriors knocked it back over, so it won't be Warrior possession. And then Patterson dropped the ball. Ferretti with the loose ball. Elliott. That shot comes in, and the stop is made. And the Crude will gain possession back here. 17:33 to go here, third period. Warriors trailing the Crude 7-5. Lemieux down to Fodchuk. Fodchuk is weighing his options. He goes to Fry. Fry back pedals. And now delayed call coming up to the Warriors. As Lemieux was knocked down, and then Fodchuk came out in front with an opportunity. Trying to go 5-hole here. Didn't work. Now Pennock will make his way to the box, and it'll be a Crude power play. Here's Fry down low to Bowie, gets it back. Elliott, Fodchuk up into the helmet area of Pinch, and Patterson got stripped by Fodchuk, and loose ball by Stenson down to Fodchuk. Fodchuk cross crease, Fry, good stop there by Pinch, And now Stenson grabs the loose ball and rolls it over to Fry. Elliott winds and fires. Loose ball, Bowie. Stopped by Pinch. As Redlick battles for the loose ball. Goes into the Warrior crease, and they'll collect. Muir looking to get the ball up floor here. Ball goes deep into Crude territory and bounces into the crease of Horbay. McConnell quickly down to Fry, and he steps back out. Elliott and Fry exchange passes, and then Fawchuk, no look to Fry. Fry steps around, and he goes low, down by the foot of Pinch to make it 8-5. So the power play marker extends the Crude lead to 3 here as they have their biggest lead of the game. Stenson grabs a loose ball. Valentine tried to walk the tightrope inside, unable to bring the ball in as Elliott strips Patterson. Patterson runs down the loose ball. Quinn Patterson hucks the ball at the net, stopped by Horbay. Now Elliott comes back the other way as that shot gets soaked. And the ball is picked up. Now Bowie out in front. Bowie all alone, and he scores. And now Bilodeau. I didn't see it, but I'm guessing he slashed the legs of Liam Elliott. Just judging by Liam's reaction. And that's probably going to result in a 5-minute penalty to the Warriors. And it will result in a 5-minute penalty, and the Warriors are going to go down here with 14:54 remaining, already down 9-5, and now having to kill off a 5-minute penalty. Elliott back into the offensive zone. Fawchuk, no look. Fry tried to quick stick that. Goes wide. Fawchuk rips it far side and makes it 10-5 as I'm getting a stare down. Never mind. I'm staring the guy down in the box. I thought Bennett Fry was staring at me. But the Warriors, that undisciplined call, or that undisciplined play is going to probably cost them a chance, any chance they had at getting back in this game. As the ball gets popped up, and McConnell runs underneath it. 4:40 remaining in the kill here. Already won off the Major. The Crude can score again, and then the teams would return to 5-on-5, but the player has to serve the full 5 minutes. Elliott down to Fawchuk on the shooter. Back up. Elliott winds. That shot goes way high and wide as his stick got disrupted on the release. And Stashnik is going to pick up the loose ball. Brody Stashnik has Redlick with him. Redlick to the net. Goes down behind the back as he was on his way down. And some pushing and shoving. And it looks like Redlick is going to go to the box. So 14:02 to go here, third period. The Crude now will have a 5-on-3 man advantage. You'll see McConnell just hang out up high, and they'll work the 4-on-3. Fodchuk behind the back. Ballantyne, Fodchuk. Fodchuk twister. Turned away by Pinch. As the ball goes up into the Crude bench. And they come back down. Ballantyne fakes a pass. Now he tries to go to Fry. Didn't bring the ball in. And the Warriors. Fair takes a high hit. And Wes Kendall, the referee, in behind the play, picked it up. Fair to the net. And the Crew will go to the box now. And Elliott will serve for high sticking. So here we go. 12s is gonna handle the ball up high once again here. Swim move on McConnell. Two former teammates growing up in West Edmonton played their A ball for the Parkland Posse. As McConnell now settles things down. Not the fastest game here tonight, as Fry, no looker, down to Fodchuk. And now they say back in on the Warriors, and it'll be Crude ball. Here's Fry. Cross crease as Bowie hits Stenson, and now the Crude have extended out to a 6-goal lead. So the second comes off the Major, I believe, and we'll play 4-on-4. McConnell over to Ballantyne. Fodchuk. Skips in. Fodchuk rolls around and check. Now he's doubled. As Bowie with a bounce shot. He gets his second of the game, and everybody's getting in on the act now. It's 12-5. As off the draw, the Warriors regain possession. And Andrusiak is going to get the ball up high where the ball sits with Royer. This game was 5-3 Warriors pretty late in the second period, and all of a sudden we've got a 12-5 Crude game here as that ball goes wide from Andrusiak. Stenson. I actually thought I would see Bialik in the net here today because Pinch did start on Friday against the Rebels. From what I know, they generally split, so I don't know if Bialik is banged up a little bit or what the case is, but he is dressed, but not starting here as Runco gets chased by Huckabee. Runco up high, deeper into the zone now, and he swings it over to Muir. Muir looking around, Lachlan Muir. Runco mishandles that, and it'll be Crude ball. As Fry tried to stutter step and lost the ball, the Crude go in and try to pin Pennock, but he gets away. And now Patterson. To Royer. 10 minutes to go, 12-5, Crude lead. Redlick inside, and he gets stopped by the goaltender Horby. Long lead pass. It's gonna bounce into the, almost into the stick of Fodchuk. And Jama is gonna pick it up. Jama gets away. And he gets the ball up floor. Redlick. And Druziak gets a pick there from Nicholson. Nicholson slipped inside, but the pass didn't hit him. Basinger. Muir. That ball misses everyone and then pops into the stick of Horby. And a breakaway pass is a little bit high. Pinch. Center floor to Andrusiak. Warriors could have taken advantage of a little bit of a fast break there, but elect to pull it out. As the ball pops in behind the net. Nicholson gets called for pulling it out of the crease, and that'll bring us to our third and final media timeout. Want to remind you about the Battle of the Border taking place in Missoula, Montana. Go tour their beautiful campus and check out the North versus South box lacrosse tournament taking place in September. It's the Battle of the Border. Go check it out down south. See, that's why he came out there. It's because it was a dead ball. So his five were up, they had scored two, so he left. That's why he came out of the box. That's what I mean by a dead ball, like a stoppage in play. Like, he just completely, like,
Any stoppage?
yeah.
Well, not another penalty, not a goal.
Yeah, anything, like a penalty, a goal, an injury, like an actual stoppage. Not like an interference call, a change of possession, but like a goal, a penalty, an injury, a timeout, all of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As Fry comes back down into the zone. Here's Fodchuk. Fodchuk winds and fires. Ball bounces back out. Elliott stopped by Pinch. And the ball comes back north with Lentz. Warriors have numbers here, but they don't recognize it, and then they recognize it too late. Royer. Just the on and off the floor game here making a huge difference in this one, and it's hammered the Warriors. Runco with an off-speeder change-up from the outside, rolls it past Horby to make it 12-6. think the Crude stepped in a little early there. So it'll be Warrior ball. Nicholson dishes down to Andrusiak. Andrusiak picks set there, and they're going to call moving on Lafleur. Bowie. Over to Fodchuk. Fodchuk and swings it quickly to Elliott. Elliott Ballantyne now. As a nice strip there by the Warriors, and Redlick races away. Redlick puts his shoulder in, steps back, and that is going to be a stop, but he goes and gets the loose ball. Trenton Redlick backpedals out. Muir, Redlick from distance into the stick of Horbay. Here's Redlick. Hands it off. Nicholson with a shot pass that was not close to its intended target, but he does a good job to knock the ball away. But the ball rolls into the stick of Bilichuk, who bounces it cross floor, and it's picked up by McConnell. 7 minutes to go. Crude 12, Warriors 6 here from Bill Hunter. Elliott winds and rips, and that hit bar. Ball goes loose. And it's going to be picked up by Lemieux, who tried to go underneath his defender and dive out in front. He stepped in the crease, though, and the Warriors take over. Sloppy pass. And the Crude are going to come back. Nick Apilo. Fry. He's just going to wait here. He hops in. Fodchuk hops across the top. Rebound, Fry, twister, stopped by Pinch. Babiak will grab the loose change, and then he gets stripped. But he picks up the loose ball and headmans it up to Patterson. Patterson already with two here. Quinn Patterson in, and his shot gets blocked. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, welcome to the jungle for Junior B. Quinn Patterson just is representative of that to the nth degree. Plays the game in a wild way. And there's good and bad with that, but you can never say he's boring. As Fodchuk hands it to Ballantyne. And that shot comes in, and Stashnek will run away with it. 5 minutes to go now in the third period. The Crude doubling up the Warriors 12-6. Again, a game that was 5-3 with about 6 minutes to go in the second period, and then the Crude went on a 4-goal run before the period was up, and then really hit the gas in the third period, and transition and just some sloppy play really hurt the Warriors. And they've had a lot of opportunities for transition of their own, and they just haven't gone with numbers, as I've talked about. And the ball goes loose here. Pennock will grab it as he avoids the crease. Pretty good play there by him to do so. And Redlick will get it up high. Here's Lafleur. Runco. Ball moves around the perimeter. Muir to the net. Lachlan Muir gets called for going in the crease. And it'll be Crude ball here. I never heard the play whistled back in, but I guess it was. As Fry, give and go with Elliott. Elliott, Fawchuk, twister, that bounces out of play. And here come the Warriors. Patterson into the middle. Nicholson was cutting, didn't bring it in. Here's Quinn Patterson looking, fires it over. And now Andrusiak back to Nicholson, who runs around with it a little bit. Nicholson rolls one at Horbay, and it almost snuck through him, but he fought it off. And with 3:28 to go, the Crude will maintain their 6-goal lead. McConnell to Lemieux. Lemieux underneath, comes back up, swings it, ball knocked down. Fry into the stick of Fawchuk. Josh Fawchuk, pick set there by Lemieux, and then Fawchuk with a shot from way out that Pitch got a piece of, and the Crude were going to get a reset, but it's picked up by Bilodeau. Bilodeau in, and he scores. Bilodeau goes up high on Horbay to cut this lead down to 5. Probably too little too late here, but makes the final score look a little bit better, I guess, if you're the Warriors. Ball's drawn, and it's going to be knocked away and picked up by Stenson. Loose ball, Patterson vacuums it up. And he steps back as he gets hit high from Stenson. Easy call for the officials there, as Royer steps around a check and shoots it into Horbay, and the Warriors will go to the power play with 2:14 to go. Andrusiak down to Nicholson. Back to Andrusiak. Andrusiak tried to shoot that around the defender. It hit him though, and McConnell races back. McConnell, low shot in on pinch. Pop fly for an Akipolo. And now the ball bounces loose. Redlick will run away. Andrusiak, back to Muir, fires that wide. Ball is going to bound back over center, and it'll be over and back. Elliott saves it from going back over. Bowie. Bowie tried to go around a couple of defenders, got tripped up. And here goes Redlick once again, and maybe for the final time tonight, Redlick in, and Corbet turns him away. Swells takes a Crude player into the boards there. Royer Runco. Back to Royer. Runco skips it. 12s. Royer. Redlick tried to go cross crease to 12s. Ball goes loose. 12s and Reich tie up. Out in front, and that opportunity turned away. Redlick, loose ball. Runco. Royer. That goes off of something. Doesn't make it to the net. And then a cross crease pass would come and miss 12s. And that'll do it for your final score here tonight. It will be the St. Albert Crude 12, the Edmonton Warriors 7. The Crude come back from a 5-3 deficit towards the latter part of the second period, go on a 4-goal run, go up 7-5 to the intermission and the third period, and then would put it away early in the third. Final score here from Bill Hunter. The St. Albert Crude 12, the Edmonton Warriors 7. The Crude improved to 6-6-1. The Warriors dropped to 2-11. We'll be right back with you here next week with plenty of more Junior B Tier 1 action as the playoff races heat up. Final score, Crude 12, Warriors 7. We'll check back in with you soon. Take care, everybody.